is good, y'all? It's your boy Ty, back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be talking about the NBA 2K22 MyTEAM Iceberg. It's by @TotallyNotAlex, okay? So make sure to go follow him, show him mad love and support, because this took a lot of time, effort, and all of these things. And he did write a description and for each and every one of these that we will talk about as well. Now, what is a MyTeam Iceberg? Well, at the top, it's what, everybody should really know about. And at the very bottom, we'll talk about stuff that, a lot of people in the MyTeam community might not be aware of. So that's kind of what this video is going to be about. So at the top, that's where we're going to start, you guys. I mean, it's going to be pretty self-explanatory. Not at the bottom, such as like the DBG and Gento situation. Most of the people watching this might not be aware exactly what happened. And so we will obviously be talking about this. Now, before we dive any further, again, make sure to go show mad love and support to my guy Alex. And if you are new to the channel, man, make sure to smash that subscribe button as we are on the road to 110,000 subscribers. Again, Alex wrote most of these descriptions, so I'm going to go over what he said with them, as well as giving my own opinion on them. So we'll start with packs, an item that gives you players, consumables, and more depending on your type. Again, it's an obvious one. We know packs are back this year. Obviously, I don't know how I think about it, because it does, correlate with obviously gambling, and that's a bad thing in general. But obviously, that is a thing as well. Content creators, people that make any form of 2K content on any platform. Obviously, TikTok came about, pretty good this year. I mean, guys like Krabs, some other TikTokers really did kind of start coming up, so that is a big one as well. Luka on next gen, basically unguardable. The best card on next gen, the most broken card on next gen. Really, the only thing, in my opinion, this year that was broken. Right, last year, we had the speed glitch on current gen. The game before that, we had the dribble glitch with the tween. It was just pretty rough in general. So obviously, you got draft is brought back also at that top tier. Draft is a mode in MyTeam that was previously introduced in 2K18 and didn't come back until this year. My thoughts on the draft, I mean, I think it was kind of a letdown for how good we thought the draft could be. I feel like 2K could do more with reward systems, stuff like that moving forward, but it obviously was brought back this year. The endgame concept, a term used that means means the game is nearly over. Broken cards appear more frequently around this time. Endgame cards, one of the worst things that was this year, man. I don't like the fact that endgame cards were what they were, and that basically was what consumed Season 8, but obviously was what it was. And at that last top tier, obviously, we got no money spent. MJ on current gen, who was obviously the best current gen player, an absolute glitch ball himself. Last thing we got is clutch time, okay? Clutch time is introduced, a brand new mode that does have the 4-point line. So at the top tier, it's what everybody basically knows about. Now, tier 2, topics are familiar to anyone that has spent some time in the MyTeam mode, but a lot more people probably don't know about it. For like example, Trent, right? If you're not on Twitter or whatever else, you're probably not going to know about him. And we got some other people at that, or some other things at that second tier, like my 250K situation. If you're new to the MyTeam community, you might not know about it. So endgame cards are clones. Let's start with that. Pretty self-explanatory. Most of the endgame cards that 2K has produced have similar animation stats. Everybody basically has set shot 25 or jump shot 3. Endgame cards are basically clones to each other. We got the flash glitch Klay, man. That diamond Klay was super good for super long at that shooting guard position. You talk about a card with longevity. That diamond Klay has to be up there. Paint mash, man. And it's not even on current gen or next gen. It's on both. The fact that paint mashing is still in this game is sad. It's way more overpowered on next gen, but it is nearly impossible to step on either gen. Levels, that's DBG's word, right? I mean, he described that as there's levels to this, and it's been a meme. Like DBG on Twitter has talked about there being levels for a very long time. The OJ Mayo situation, which I got an OJ Mayo for really expensive with multiple Hall of Fame badges, uploaded a YouTube video on that, and basically people pretended that OJ Mayo, the Ruby one especially, was the absolute best in MyTeam. And it was just kind of a meme type situation. TyDeBo 250K situation. I'm going to read what Alex says because I don't even want to think about that. Content creator named TyDeBo was competed for the annual 250K tournament when all of a sudden his account was hacked and he was nearly disqualified. He was able to get it back and actually was able to win it for next gen. Basically, guys, he got locked out of current gen. I don't know, basically an Xbox situation. I don't know exactly what happened, but the following day on Next Gen, I was able to come back and secure the win. So kind of a downside, but obviously some positive that came out of it as well. Trent, guys, if you don't know who Trent is, man, I play you before and I beat you. And I also have a podcast, sir. I mean, it was a meme that went around Twitter, and Trent became really famous. He had a Twitter space one time, and then he kind of exposed himself. That I don't know if I kind of wish he would have never exposed himself. But obviously, the Trent situation got Holo Squad Collector. A lot of people started collecting Holo cards this season. I kind of thought people might, start grinding that graded card system, but that really never happened at all. Left-right pass. Around the start of 2K22, there was a move that was eventually patched due to it being broken. Yeah, the left-right spam, which basically, I mean, you can still left-right a little bit, but it's not nearly as broken. Like with quick dribble style, left-righting was super OP at the start of the game. Dunktober Jokic, again, shout out to DBG. Basically, the Dunktober Jokic meme was the reason we got the Dark Matter Dunktober Jokic. I mean, the Diamond Dunktober Jokic was absolutely horrible, but he was hyped up. Corners dropping. I mean, again, this is the same thing. If you've got cards in the corners, right, and a guy drives to the lane, pump fakes, your corners are going to drop. Hopefully 2K fixes that next year with defensive settings, stuff like that. But corners dropping are still a thing in my team. Hashtag fake snipes. A term where people stage the snipe. This eventually became a meme because, supposedly with snipe videos, obviously not mine because my snipe videos aren't good. But people thought, some people were faking snipes. It became a meme on Twitter, and that is what happened. Season 8 being the worst season, obviously by far was the worst season with the end game kind of content. But not only the worst in 2K22, but maybe the worst all time. Totally not Alex says. And then base set Vinny meme where people pretended that gold base Vinny was an American hero. Fun fact, I actually created an original copy paste of the meme, became so popular that he got an Amethyst Zero Gravity reward card. Next up, guys, we do have tier 3, which means these topics will be familiar to the average player. But, obviously a lot of people might not know about this. So, the rise of the sniping community. Sniping content has become a very popular form of media in 2K22. So many different creators have been, really popular at sniping. Now, that's not me. I do some sniping videos. But to have a good sniping channel, man, you have to be dedicated to your craft. You have to spend a lot of time on it as well. So, shout out to the sniping community, man. It's been a very good, I think, addition to the MyTeam content creator community in general. NBA 75th Kobe and Clyde auction bots. Okay, there was an event. I don't even know if I know what this is. So this is going to be interesting. He says there was an event where the 75th anniversary Kobe and Clyde Drexler were in the vault, wheel spin, and ball drops. As common as they were, there were auction bots that automatically bought the cards for 100K. So one day, anyone who pulled these reward cards were realistically worth 5K were selling for 100K, making people rich. See, I didn't even know about that. I don't know when that actually happened, but that sounds like something I would not want to miss out on. It also says Miles Bridges selling for 27K. Again, this is the middle tier, and I don't know a lot of these. Okay, Miles Bridges selling for 27K. News broke out that Miles Bridges was arrested for domestic violence. People were selling it for 27,000, referencing the intro in which he said 27 days, 27 nights. Oh no. Trey Murphy, SIGs clones. Yes, when 2K database does upload a card that their SIGs aren't there right away, it's going to be the Trey Murphy default SIGs, which is the same base, the same jump shot. People have became aware of that pretty early on, so it wasn't anything too special. Dunk on Ronnie Day. When celebrity cards were released, a lot of people decided to record themselves dunking on Ronnie. Ronnie held a giveaway for the best clips on Twitter as well. Now, I was in Minneapolis when those cards were released, and I was kind of like, what are these cards? But kind of became a meme in the community, which was kind of fun. The 70% glitch still existing on the current gen, which is a sad thing considering people played that for $250,000. And in quals, people were getting 70% glitch. And it was basically, unpreventable in my team. So, I mean, the 70% glitch needs to be fixed moving forward in 2K. Out of position MJ for 25.5 mil. Could be mistaken, but out of position Michael Jordan sold for 25 mil, making possibly the largest auction house of 2K22. I do believe this is right. I looked at it the other day and I saw it too, and I was like, what is going on? That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Also do see Season 8 reward cards auctionable. Some reward cards in Season 8 pass were able to be sold at the auction. This was fixed after about 30 minutes. I don't know if I really remember Season 8 reward cards being auctionable. Maybe like Pete Maravich or whatever else. But I personally don't really remember that. So again, this is fun for me because I don't really remember these that often. Max Strus set shot 4 situation. I remember this. When Ruby Max Strus was added into the game, he originally came with set shot 4. Players did not like this, and they managed to convince 2K to give him jump shot 4. Now, did that make Max Strus good? No, but it made him better than he would have been. The vote Zion trend, look, I hopped on it because, look, a lot of people didn't want Klay. Like, we already had a different Klay. Everybody wanted a Zion, hoping they would change his SIGs, other things like that. It didn't work. Klay still won, but look, he wasn't like good because we already had the Diamond Klay, we already had the Galaxy Opal Klay, and then we just got a Dark Matter Klay who wasn't needed. I was team #vote Zion. In parentheses, no more goofy lineups. This is what Ronnie 2K has previously announced. You're not going to have 7-footers at every position. Yeah, we got Kareem at point guard, Taco at shooting guard, Yao at small forward, or whatever. Yao at shooting guard, Taco at small forward. Just go up the list. I mean, it is pretty bad in general. NBA players not liking their own cards. Pretty self-explanatory. Some NBA players play my team and just don't like their own card. Yes, especially a guy in Terrance Ross. He did not like his Dark Matter card. Season 8 limited rewards. The Season 8 reward for limited was revealed Wednesday, and a lot of people, including myself, aren't a fan of this. It's an option pack for old Invincibles. It was horrible, man. It was absolutely horrible. Nobody is using those old Invincibles that Limited gave. I mean, I could grind Limited. I got my 5 rings, but I'm not even grinding Limited. It is absolutely horrible. Next up, guys, the Challenger Trials was a domination. We got the Challenger Trials domination grind in disguise. It says the Challenger Trials was a domination grind in disguise. It was. I mean, though, it was tough. Again, pretty self-explanatory. Half the challenges in the Challenger Trials were just the domination game. And then, obviously, if you wanted to get Joel Embiid, you had to play the game quite a bit. And it was like, what, a 20-plus, 25-hour grind? It was absolutely ridiculous. So, that's Tier 3. Moving on to Tier 4, which is the less common stuff. So, a lot of people might not know about these, including myself. So, let's hop right into it. Kazi Russell Invisible. In the 250K tournament player stream, players who used the pink diamond Kazi Russell card appeared invisible to the viewers. Luckily, he only appeared invisible in the stream, not in the actual game. Yes, Kazi Russell was literally invincible. You couldn't see him. And this goes back to the whole 250K situation needing to be better in future years. Gold Boars DL for 5 mil. Self-explanatory. I assume that someone bought 5 mil MT and made it obvious to everybody. But my whole thing is, if a gold card gets posted, if somebody bids 5 mil MT, somebody's gonna have to, or if somebody bids 4.9, whatever, somebody's gonna have to bid 5 mil MT to make sure to win that. Like if you bid 5 mil in the card, you're gonna get that Boris DL for like 1,000 MT. So there must have been another account involved with it. I don't know exactly what happened, but gold Boris DL for 5 mil is absolutely ridiculous. Melo with no accessories. I remember this around the beginning of 2K22. Melo and many others did not have any accessories, which outraged players because they lost their iconic looks. This is still something 2K struggles with, man. They've got to do a better job making the players look like they actually do in real life. I don't know why it's so difficult for 2K to figure that out, but they've got to find a way to do it. Next up, we got Swish Iggy for 21 mil. Self-explanatory, either someone bought 21 mil MT or they really want to Iguodala and use other MT to get it. I think I'll go with the first one. Again, similar to Boris Diaw, my whole thing is somebody probably, 2 people must have had 20 mil. If it's going to go for 21 mil, I don't know how that even works. Because you can't just bid 21 mil on a card and get him for that, man. He's going to go to what the bid actually is. So that's just an interesting situation. Next up, Clutch Time quits giving you a loss on Next Gen. Even if you're in the lead and your opponent quits, you have a chance of getting a loss from it on Next Gen. Yes, it's sad. I mean, it's sad, especially if it's early on in the game, man. 2K will give you a loss for a clutch time quit. And in triple threat, they don't even give you the win. It's kind of a shame because if you do, have your opponent rattled early, 2K doesn't give you the win. I get why 2K does it, though. They don't want boosting to happen. July 4th weekend limited locker codes. Yes, during July 4th weekend, official MyTeam tweeted out locker codes. I mean, for Invincibles, Dark Matter, even end games, people did not like this because it was mostly luck-based. I actually do like this. I do like the limited locker codes. I'm in the minority here. Why? It brings back the vibes that we saw, a few years ago with, the Lonzo Balls getting a locker code. Whoever else got a locker code. But it brings back what I really fell in love with when it comes to 2K. Troy Daniels spends $3,000 and didn't pull a single endgame. This is kind of a sad. I think kind of a sad thing. Alex said He could be mistaken, but I think he only pulled one invincible. Like, that is sad. I mean, we've seen situations before where people spend a ton of money and then don't get anything, but that is really sad. DBG's Gento situation, basically, I'm going to describe it as this. DBG released a video on the Gento situation. If you don't know, then, you can do your own research. Gento did not like that at all. Even, gave DBG some threats, and then DBG obviously took that video down because for DBG, it's just not worth it. It's now deleted. He says, I think they eventually made up. All the mentions of it on Twitter accounts have been deleted. I mean, making up for that is fine, but that situation should have, I'm not even going to talk about it, but it's just a bad situation in general. Next up, T-Ross plays with himself on stream. This is a bit of a troll entry because it sounds dirty, but Terrance Ross uses dark matter card on stream and shared his thoughts about it, and yes, he did not like his own dark matter card. Here's tier 5. What most people do not know about, okay? And I probably don't even know. It says, if I'm being completely honest, 50% of the entries in here are serious and the other half aren't. Just wanted to share some laughs and not totally because I ran out of idea. Diamond Bosnian Ballsack, okay? An entry that my friends forced me to put out on the iceberg. Basically, Diamond Yusuf Nurkic has a 25 rated speed and is practically the slowest dude in the game. Diamond Nurkic has 25 rated speed? I didn't even know that. That is bad. That is really bad. Fake 2K23 news, self-explanatory. There will always be false information about upcoming games. Even trusted leakers can call for fake news. So if you see any news about 2K23, make sure it's official or by a trusted source. Totally not Alex and DBG's DM. Another troll entry. I practically pranked DBG with the D's nuts joke and it had a lot of likes. Here it is if you guys are interested. And so this was when DBG was actually struggling with getting his internet situation. He says, have you tried a DN test yet? Because DBG was asking for ideas to help his internet. DBG said, what's that? And he says, these nuts. That's bad, bro. Like imagine DBG. That's bad, bro. That's really bad. Last but not least, the MyTeam community civil war. He says, before I explain, I would like to note that I do not condone any form of harassment. So if you find someone I mentioned, please don't go out of your way to harass them, okay? Make sure, guys, whatever this says, you know what I'm saying? This is for the sake of the video. Don't go harassing anybody or anything like this, okay? It says, there's a feature on Twitter that allows you to create communities where you and fellow members can post whatever you desire as long as it follows the rules and guidelines of both Twitter and the community. A group of people created a community for my team that grew to 2K members. One time, a user that won't be named announced that he recently secured his first job and people celebrated this. That post was eventually deleted for being off topic and people were outraged. They thought that the owner and moderators were too strict and power hungry, so a bunch of people left. A new, more chill, less strict community was eventually created, and as of right now, has over doubled the amount of members the first community had with 5.3 thousand. Both these communities are still up. There are probably more sides to the story, but I'm using the information that I know. And again, if you find these people, do not harass them. Look, guys, I don't know about that situation, so that's why it's at the bottom. It is what it is. If you do like, the MyTeam groups, hey, that's good for you, man. I'm all for community, especially in the 2K community. Again, massive shout out to Alex. He said, if you made it this far, thank you for reading this. Liking and retweeting the iceberg would be very much appreciated. I also wouldn't mind a follow. Hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. So a massive shout out to my guy, TotallyNotAlex, man. Make sure to go and follow him. Like, retweet this post, man. Blow it up, because a massive shout out to this dude for making this video possible. That's gonna wrap it up for my video today, guys. Hopefully each and every you guys did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.